If you and I were sitting down, how would you frame out the sort of mindset that I should have in my own organization?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would ask you 4 questions. The first question that I would ask you are, what are the things that you absolutely love to do, that you do not want to give up? That's the first thing that I would ask you. And I would want you to limit those to 3, maybe 4.
So if I said everything, that's not
not a good answer. In fact,
that's one answer.
That's an answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a good one though. So when it comes down, it's really trying to identify what are 3 or 4 things that I do. So in my own business, as we're growing right now, one of the things that I love to do, I absolutely love to do, is I love to create frameworks that solve specific problems. And so for me, that's one of the things that I'm saying to myself, okay, as we grow, as I give away more responsibility, more authority to other people, that's one thing that for the time being, I'm not willing to completely get my hands off of. Now, the reason I do that, and the reason I would say that to you, Paul, is you have to still be involved in some of the things that you absolutely love to do. And especially if you're the owner of the business or you're in charge of the business, then you get to say, here's some of the things that I get to do and that I want to do. So that's the first question I'd ask. Mm-hmm. What are the things you love to do? Second question that I would ask is, now that you have more managerial responsibilities, what is the type of work that you need to value? Okay. What is the type of work that you need to value? So for example, when you move from an individual contributor to a leader, you have to value no longer doing the work, but enabling the work. Maybe it's training other people for the work. Maybe it's reviewing the work of other people. It's coaching, it's giving feedback, right? What's the type of work that you need to develop? Third question I would ask is, if that's the type of work that you now need to value, then what are the new skills that you need to develop? Okay, what are the new skills that you need to develop? And then finally, the fourth question would be, if those are the new skills you need to develop, and that's the type of work you need to value, now, how do you manage your time differently as a result? And that's where a lot of people get stuck, is they'll say, oh, I know that I need to value the leadership work. I know that I need to value the coaching type of work. Okay, so I need to develop some skills, but then they fail to turn around and go, okay, how does that translate to Monday morning at 9 a.m.? How does that translate to Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m.? And so how do you need to manage your time differently in order to have the time and the energy and the attention for that work that's most valuable? So what we find very often in leadership is people get promoted or they begin to work their way up in an organization, and they don't slow down enough to intentionally think about what needs to change and how they need to do things differently. And I feel like part of my role in working with companies and working with leaders is to force them to slow down enough to come to better conclusions, to determine very intentionally, this is what we want to do, this is what we're going to do moving forward. But it's slowing down enough to get clarity on that just takes some time.